What's good? What's good? NBA YouTube. It's your man, 100 Grand, Ross, with another episode of The Rock Never Stops. Coming to you with another episode within our series, My Favorite Thing About Your Favorite NBA Team. And today, we are talking about your favorite Los Angeles Lakers. For real, the Los Angeles Lakers. They're going to be crazy this year. They're going to be crazy. And I'm going to get to my favorite thing about this squad, about this roster. But let me be clear. What you're seeing, I just watched the preseason game yesterday. I'm gonna be real with you. I'd be worried if I was a Warriors fan. That game was close the whole time, and there was no Anthony Davis. No healthy Anthony Davis, who's healthy, who just wasn't playing. You had your full starting lineup, and you couldn't pull away. You couldn't put no distance between them. And LeBron was still playing kind of a reserved role. Westbrook was still feeling it out. Guess they decided to go with DeAndre Jordan as a starting center. I'm not mad at that. What you're looking at when you see the Los Angeles Lakers is a difference between them and you, a difference between potential champion and your playoff hopeful team. My favorite thing about the Los Angeles Lakers is they never forget that the most important thing is the most important thing: banners, rings, championships, winning. While other teams are talking about rebuilding, trying to develop some guys, see how things go, rolling out some potential we'll sees, could maybe be the Los Angeles Lakers are like, okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna win. We went out and got the best player. We got the best player. Make no mistake, Giannis is great. He's not the best player. MVP level, yeah, yes, no, totally. He's not the best player. He's not taking them to 8 straight NBA finals throughout this prime. He won't. Now unless everybody gets hurt again. He's not gonna dominate the league in a way where you look at this guy and you go, oh, he can bring us there. We know no matter what, he can bring us there. There's only a handful of guys. There's only a handful of guys, and they bring you there in different ways. We know who those guys are: Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron. I might throw Jokic in there, and that's about it. Steph, you see, you have to understand there's a difference between those guys and your guy. Your guy might be really good. Notice I didn't say James Harden. I didn't mention Steph in that. There are certain guys that you can say, we've got a team. You take us there. I didn't say the team was good. I didn't say the team was bad. I said, we got a team. You take us there. You. There's only a handful. Y'all may not understand what I mean by that. There are certain guys who can literally impose their will on a game and say, no matter what the circumstances, I can dictate what is going to happen completely myself. We can have the schemes, we can have the system, we can have the roster, everything will be set up, but at the end of the day, I dictate this. Steph doesn't dictate it. James Harden could, but doesn't have the mind to, not in the playoffs. He plays extremely talented, extremely talented, extremely. So is Steph, extremely talented. They don't dictate the game. They don't dictate it. Luka's almost there, but you see what Luka hasn't figured out. He's got to play defense too. That's how you lead a team. And he hasn't figured out how and when to get guys involved so that when it gets to the end, he still has something left in the tank. Because he gets gassed in the playoffs. We see it every year. They're too reliant upon him. Same thing with James Harden. Though he has a better mentality than James Harden. But Luka doesn't play D. He doesn't give you that. So you're looking at these guys aren't ready. I put Jokic in that group because Jokic has got his team to the Western Conference Finals multiple times as the best player on his team. Multiple. Now, can Steph do that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But it's not about them. It's about the Lakers. It's about the Lakers and how they make the most important thing, winning. Take a look at this roster. I want you to look at this roster. I want you to think about it. They got LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, Anthony Davis, Malik Monk, DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard, Kendrick Nunn, Rajon Rondo. They got Wayne Ellington, Kent Bazemore, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Trevor Ariza. Might be leaving somebody out. That's 13 NBA players. Let me be clear. There's a difference between a player who plays in the NBA and NBA players. There's a big difference. It's a big difference. Big difference. An NBA player is solidified. What they say in that movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? They bona fide NBA player. They got their certificate. They got their card. It's stamped. They walk around, it's an NBA player. He's been here. He's done that. He does this. A player who plays in the NBA is still trying to prove that. Is still on his 30-day wait and see. Is still trying to get to that second contract. Is still hoping to crack a lineup. Is still on a wait and see by his team. Is he really this? What can he be? And we're not really sure. They're not really sure. They might still be developing, growing, figuring out how they're going to contribute to a team, let alone a winning team. They're still figuring it out. They don't know. That's not a bona fide NBA player. That's a player who plays in the NBA. There's a difference. And the Los Angeles Lakers understand that to win, if you see my earlier video, I'm going to keep referencing back to this video. How do you know if your team is really trying to win? They bring in veterans, bona fide players. When you see the Los Angeles Lakers, you see just that. You see bona fide players. Bona fide players. This team is deep. This team is versatile. This team has scoring, playmaking, shot making, shot creation, defense. Come on now, Kent Bazemore, Trevor Ariza. Come on now, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, LeBron James. They got defense. They got offense for days, for days, for days. Russell Westbrook. Come on now, Wayne Ellington shoots lights out, lights out. Of course, LeBron, Anthony Davis. What are we talking about here? Melo off the bench. Melo off the bench is eating up anybody you got off the bench. Anybody. Anybody. Anyone. Let's just make that clear. And then the two studs they brought in. I call them studs. Call them studs. You know, I used to play a lot of pickup basketball back in the day. And I'm gonna be real with you. When you're a young guy, it's hard to get on the court. Back in my day, when you still had older cats playing all the time, who were in their late 20s, early 30s, getting closer to 40. They was in that, you know what I'm saying? They're in their man strength, and they're just like, look, we know how to play. We're not just bringing on you young buck who just want to run around, shoot and for fun, because you just want to shoot. We're trying to stay on the court all day. And so when you finally start getting recognized by the older guys and they start picking you up, they're like, come on, young buck, you can run with us. Come on, come on. It's like they're recognizing you, like, you know how to do this. You know how to play. You know how to make sure that they win. This is the difference. It's the difference between the young guys that some teams pick up, they got potential, and the young guys winning teams pick up because they're like, you could play this role that we don't necessarily want to play. The little jitterbug, spark plug, the little offensive shot in the arm, Remember, they tried to give this role to Dennis Schroeder last year. He got all big head. I don't want no 84 million. I want 100 million. And then flamed out in the playoffs. And it was like, yeah, bye. Bye. Go to Boston. Go to Boston. We're good. Because Kendrick Nunn, Malik Monk are a bucket. They're what you call a bucket. You give them the ball, it's a bucket. Game point, I got it. Bucket. And offense is a little stagnant. Bucket. What you realize is that you got two players on this team for the Los Angeles Lakers: LeBron James, Russell Westbrook. It's ironic they haven't even mentioned these guys that much. That's why this team is set up to win. LeBron and Westbrook are an offensive system unto themselves. Period. Actually, very similar. Very similar. Except one just has 10 times greater basketball IQ. Hopefully it rubs off on Russell Westbrook. And it's actually when he actually played at his best, when he played next to Derek Fisher, who had a high basketball IQ and leadership. I digress. I'm gonna go into a video on that later on why I think they're gonna be successful. But these two guys are an offensive system unto themselves. Dave Yeager or Yorger, whatever how you say it, the head coach, he's there for defense. He's there to align everybody defensively, create the schemes, all that stuff. He's got the offensive systems built into the team in LeBron and Westbrook. And I'll throw in there Rajon Rondo. These are guys you can give the ball to and say, we're going to have a good offense. You're going to get the ball where it needs to go. You're going to get the points you need to score. We can win with you. Westbrook, we know he can get you to the playoffs. Not past the first round, but he can get you to the playoffs. Rajon Rondo, your offense will run smoothly. Guys will have great percentages, efficiency. And we know LeBron, he's going to take it to the finals. Period. Period. So when you really look at this team, what you have to be cognizant of is what they put around those guys for this system. The shooters, they got it. Scorers, the buckets, they got it. Melo, bucket. Right? The guys that you can't do nothing with. Anthony Davis, you can't do nothing with him. Yo, you know when Anthony Davis is playing off those two guys, you know how scary that is? You know how scary, like if you take your eyes off of LeBron or Westbrook, Anthony Davis is dunking on your head or hitting a three. If you take your eye off of LeBron James, right? He's hitting step backs, threes, dunking on you. Like you can't, but then who do you focus on? Because you can't only focus on them with one person. You got to focus on them as a collective team. And most teams focus their whole defensive scheme on just one of those guys. And now you got two. Now you got two. What are we supposed to do with that? What are we supposed to do with that? Nothing. You can't do nothing with it. That's why the Lakers are going to be winning a lot. Expect them to win early. I expect them to win early. I honestly, anything short of if they're knock on wood, healthy, number one seed, I don't see anybody with a better built team, especially to get to the regular season, than the Los Angeles Lakers. People are like, oh, they're old. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? Most NBA championship teams are old. Are old. You guys don't understand that. They're old in comparison to most teams. Why? Because they got all the guys who are players, who do this, who know who they are, know how to win. The vets, not the young guys who just want to look good scoring the basketball and excited to just make a shot, get a dunk. These are vets who are like, yeah, bucket, yeah, assist, yeah, backdoor, screen, boom, 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 boom. We're making this easy. You want to see the guy make a bunch of moves. That's not winning. The Lakers are winning. Expect them to win a lot. Yo, so that's my favorite thing about the Los Angeles Lakers. If you like the video, please smash the like button. Subscribe if you want to. There's a whole bunch of dope videos on there on my channel. I try to post regularly, sometimes 2, 3 in a day. Sometimes I might skip a day or two, but I'm always posting. I love this thing. Leave some comments too. I definitely respond to comments and some video suggestions. I always have people suggesting videos, and I do videos based upon what they suggest sometimes. So if you'd like me to do a video, Get at your man, 100 grand. This is Ross with The Rock Never Stops, and I'm out. Peace.